안녕하세요 and welcome back. Today we are at 제 12과. So this is the 12th lesson so far. We are done with like half of the book. I think there's like 70 pages left for this and then we are finished. But today we're going to learn about how to say a lot of things very formally. So it says so far 부모님께서는 고향에 계십니다. So usually we would probably use like ita instead of keshida. Well, since we're talking about parents, somebody that should be considered more revered than you, we'd use stuff like keshida, and that goes for like grandparents and so forth. So that's what we're going to be going over today. In the beginning, they have a few words. A lot of them are just formal words that we covered before one time, but we're going to go over it more in detail today. But like keshida, tsushida, 먹다, 방, 사과, 있다, 차다, 주무시다, Canada, and 한국. So right here we have the top, and on the left side we have the regular words, and then on the right side we have the more formal version of the words, and we have to connect them to each one. So this was actually a perfect way to learn what the formal versions of the regular words were. So we have like pop. Pop goes to 친치. We have cheap, that goes to tech. 생일, 생일 goes to 생신. We have 이름, which goes to 성함. And we have 나이, which goes to 연세. Then we have 있다, which goes to 계시다. 먹다, which goes to 드시다. 인차다, which goes to 주무시다. The verbs we already went over before, but the nouns we did not go over before. Actually, this is my first time learning them too. I've studied some of the verbs before, but the nouns I've never really studied. So that was actually good because it was something really new that I had to learn today. And then right here we have just trying to figure out where these things actually match up to. So they give you like one where it says 한국, 중국, Vietnam, Philippines, and then it's like, what are all of these? And those will be like kukjok. And then we have 2, 3, and 4. After that, we have a tewa, a short tewa. Usually the beginning has a short tewa, and then you answer 2 questions. This is trying to use the more formal version of the words. So you have like 영호 씨 부모님께서는 어디에 계세요? 중국에 계십니다. 아버님께서는 무슨 일을 하세요? 고등학교 선생님 있습니다. And then you answer the 2 questions. And then on the bottom we have bottom. It's good to note that the hit, if it's in the front, so if it's in the front of the word, then it's actually like a kind of harder sound, you know, like hana, and then hill, hosu, hey. But when it is found in like the middle or at the end of a noun or so forth, then it's actually quite weak. So it doesn't have like a kind of hard sound to it, like 대학교, 전혀, pono. Like it's very weak. It doesn't have like such a strong sound. But then when it's in the front, you have like 학교, 형, 혼자, 행복. So that's something that you can like take away from this. Like usual, I would plug these into Naver and then have them say it to you too. I think I went over almost all of them anyway, but it's good to have somebody pronounce it to you so then you can understand why it's pronounced the way it is. So then you can also perfect your pronunciation. And like always, I use these as vocabulary words, so you can also add these to your list if you have a list of words that you're writing down, and then those will help you in the future. And then we're moving on to some of the things that can be found in a sentence when you are talking about somebody in a formal matter. We have something like for parents or grandparents or bosses and so forth, instead of using e or ga, we use kesa. So instead of e and ga, which is usually found at the beginning of a sentence, for like subjects, we use kesa. Kesa. And then we have for verbs, so this right here is for what comes after a noun, and that is 명사. So these come after noun. Come after a noun. And then we have what comes after a verb. That is u, shi, ni, da. So it's either ushimnida or shimnida. And how this works is, if you have something like, let's go with number one, pata, pat, da. The first thing you do is drop the ta. So you drop the ta, and then you end up with pot. After that, you either add ushimnida or shimnida. This depends on two things, like always. If it has a pachim or if it does not have a pachim, like usual. If it has a pachim, so pachimi 있으면, then you have ushimnida. If there's no pachim, so pachimi up 쓰면, then there is just shimnida. So pata, we drop the ta, and then we have pat. And then from the pat, since it has a pachim or a final consonant, then you add u, shim, nida. As you know, by this point, the open vowel just helps so we can yonsum this over, which is liaison this over. So we have pa, do, shim, nida. And remember that the p to the nien makes it m, so pa, do, shim, nida. Pa, do, shim, nida. Two. Chata. So you drop the ta, and then you have chat. Final, so we add u, shim, ni, da. Chaju, shim, nida. And then one without a pachim, we have like sa, da. Sa. There's no pachim, so we just add shim, ni, da. And that's how you change the ending for the verb into a more formal version. The one thing to note is that if the final consonant is a shid, then it is an exception. That exception is, we have something like cheat da. Cheat da means like to make or to write. The first thing we do is drop the ta, so we're left with cheat. But then after that, we also drop the shid, so we're left with chi. At this point, usually we would add just shimnia, but since it was supposed to have the final consonant, you add u, shim, nida. So it becomes chiu shimnida, which is crazy, yes? But it's something that has been going on for years, so that's what it's known for. So you drop the ta and the shi. So you drop both together. Maybe so there's not a repetitiveness of like the shi sound, like chi sum shira, chishu chisu shimnira, chisu shimnit. Like I can understand that it's a lot harder to say it, so they just made it like this chi u shimnira, which makes sense. It's a lot easier to say and it flows a lot quicker, especially if you watch dramas and you know kind of how quickly you kind of say things that if the liaisons weren't there like they are, then it'd probably be a lot harder to say a lot of different things. So yes, just remember that if there's a shi'it, you drop the shi'it to the final shi'it and then add the shimnida. And that'll probably come into other forms, like if you have like the mian form, chiu mian. So other different forms like that in the future. So we just went over the top just now, how to do the conjugations and kesa, and how kesa is the same as e and ga. Then we have the bottom, which the bottom is just change it just a bit. The first one says like Chisuga chegil ilksumnida. If you notice, she is a kid. And then we have her, what, haraboji. So grandpa says haraboji kesa. Remember that we don't use e or ga for somebody that's more revered than us, or somebody that we should be using honorific verbs to. So we have haraboji kesa shinmunul ilgu shimnida. And we also use the shimnida form. And then we have like 2 and 3. So the same thing, we just get rid of the ka or the e. We add kesa, and then we add the shimnida or shimnida. And that is the same thing here. You have a question, and then looking at the picture, you give an answer. The first one says, Halmani kesa mosu hashimika. And then it has like chumul chu shimnida. So she's dancing. So you just give the verb of the picture that you have on the left side. So there's one more tip that I want to go over, and that is how you conjugate the honorific form. So you have something like ikta. And if you remember the present tense of ikta, it goes to il go yo. And then we have the past tense, which is il go so yo. But when we are trying to change it into the honorific form, it changes slightly differently. So first we change it to the honorific form, which would be ilgu shida. Remember that it has a pachim, so we have to add shida, so we have ilgu shida. From there, it conjugates into the present honorific form, which would be ilgu sha yo. And then into the past tense from ilgu sha yo, you get ilgu sha sa yo. This is what it said in the tip at the bottom of the page. It was trying to tell you how to get ilgu shasaya. One thing to note is that ilgu shaya, usually Korean people pronounce that as ilgu seyo. I think this more has to do with pronunciation purposes. It's a lot easier to say ilgu seyo than it would be to say ilgu shayo. As you can tell, like ilguseo, and then ilguseo. This one is easier to say. And the one thing I've noticed is that everything in Korean when it comes to the language is how to pronounce it more clearly and elegantly and like not as harsh. So ilguseo, it's a little harder to say than it would be to say ilguseo. And that's it. 안녕히 계세요. You're still here? Thanks for watching the video until the end. Please don't forget to check out the description box below for info on my friends that were in the video.
Hi!
Product links, my other social media platforms, and my new product designer. If you guys love the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to comment, because I really love reading and writing back to comments that fans leave. And thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.